Andre Wade was just released once again. Just come to reminisce on something and pray peace upon y'all families and that visitation went all well this weekend with your loved ones as y'all travel. Uh, I pray that the disease hasn't become a nature of your families and that you allow God to allow it to pass by your rooftops and your front porches as this goes on in this great country. Uh, don't have too much to speak on that, but I do want to talk about the calm players of the court, the calm players of the courtroom, the lawyers. Uh, I was thinking about a time when I was incarcerated with this guy, and he was telling me how he had spent $25,000. The lawyer had told him that, if he give him 25,000, that he would win his case. And that didn't take place because he was telling me this while we was locked up. And I was thinking about my time in 1990 when I was 25 years old, and they told me, I had a lawyer. I was sitting in the holdover in the courtroom, and this black female lawyer came in, and she said, "Mr. Wade," and I said, "Yes." And her name was Miss Danridge, and she said, "I'm your lawyer." And before anything came out this lady mouth, she looked at me and told me, she said, "Mr. Wade, I can look at you and tell you did one of those robberies." I said, "You are fired. You are fired." And I went and sat back down. She said, "Hold up, Mr. Wade, I'm good at this. I'm good as," and it didn't dawn on me at that time, but I should have never went with that lady. I should have never went with that lawyer. She told me that she could look at me and tell that I had done one of those robberies. You see, I told you I was charged with 3 robberies. 2 of them I didn't do. She knew I didn't do the other 2. She knew at that time. But being a con player for the courts, she was a court appointed lawyer. And I was able to afford a lawyer, but I was trying to be slick in my nature and do something that I felt like I could win. And the day of my trial, my lawyer showed up. He said, "Man, why you didn't call me? Why you didn't call me?" Somebody that I knew that I can trust. Because a lot of these lawyers, these con players, they convince the people that pay for them, right? Which is our loved one, our parents, our wives. We find ourselves of men inside these courtrooms, and we rely on our family members to 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 go into these courtrooms and deal with these con players. Because that's all they are. They play you out your land, they play you out your homes, but they say you can trust me. You can trust me. Those are the words that they can use upon people that they prey on. And it's just be a money thing. It just be a money thing. It's all it be. It's be a money thing to them. Placing your freedom in these people's hands. Placing your freedom. They came with a plea bargain. They offered me 45 aggravated years from the start, which is what made I wasn't finna sign for that. I wasn't finna sign for that. They offered me 45 aggravated. So they said the plea bargain was that they'll give me 80 years unaggravated. 80 years. I said, "Man, I'm not going to sign for no 80 years. And this is supposed to be a plea bargain." Come on. Come on. These are the games that the people play inside these courtrooms. And I call them con players. I call them con players because they're the lawyers. They're the ones that they go in and they talk to these DAs and they talk to these judges, and you don't never get an opportunity to talk to them. You never get an opportunity to truly plead your defense until they tell you, like my lawyer, she said, "You're not ready to take the stand." I'm not ready to take the stand, but they're trying to give me a life sentence. And I had an all black cast. I had a black judge, a black assistant DA, black lawyer, black assistant lawyer, black uh, private investigator. Not saying that just because they was black, I was looking for them to do the extra thing for me, but I was looking for them to be truthful. I was looking for them to outright win my case. And when I went to trial on the 2 charges, I seen then that she was more working for the state than working for me. After she painted this picture of these individuals that's sitting in a dope infested park selling drugs, because that's what they was robbed of, drugs. She deleted all that picture. She deleted that after building this whole case up on the fact that these boys were selling drugs and that's what they was robbed of. She went a totally different way at the time. It was ready for them to prove that these boys were sitting up here lying about me being the one that was robbing them. Yeah. Demeter Danridge. And I hope that right now today this plays a role on the things that she done since that time. Because I know she knew that I didn't do those 2 robberies. She knew I didn't do them. That's praise the fact that she walked in there and looked at me and said, Mr. Wade, I can look at you and tell you didn't do. I mean that you did one of those robberies. And I was charged with 3. I was charged with 3. She knew I didn't do the other 2. But she was trying to get me to plea bargain with these people in this courtroom to sign for 80 years. And the assistant lawyer, she came in her with her sweet talking self. Sexy girl. Beautiful black woman. And almost convinced me into signing for 60 years. Unaggravated. Yeah. I almost did that. The cons. The con player. The lawyers. The lawyers. You have to pay attention to who you have representing you. You have to truly pay attention. And then also you have to follow that first instinct, that first thought that come to your mind. You have to follow that. You have to follow that. Because see, if you trust God, then you'll give it all to God anyway. You ain't got to trust no lawyer. You gave it to God up from the start. I told y'all in my video. And that's what I've learned to trust. I learned to trust God. I learned to trust God. And it's hard for me to truly trust people, lawyers. It's really hard for me. It's really hard for me because I know what it's like to be told how good they are, what they can do. And I seen it in my own eyes. I seen it with my own eyes when I was sitting there and my lawyer, Demeter Danridge, and she placed this picture in front of this jury of what took place, truly took place. And the DA jumped up and said, "What are you saying, Mrs. Danridge, that this never took place?" And at that point of the trial, she went a totally different way. She went a totally different way. And them people gave me 45 aggravated. 3 counts of 45s ran concurrent. And I never forget that. And I never forget the look on the showcase, the courtroom, faces. I never forget that. To this day, I never forget that. Because they knew I didn't do those other 2 robberies. They knew it. They knew it because it was already talked about in the rooms where it was just the con players of the courtroom is the lawyer, y'all. You gotta watch who you hire for your family members. You have to truly watch who you hire for those who you love, because a lawyer don't love those as much as you love those. They don't. You want to see them free, but sometimes if you know you're guilty, you have to pay the price. You know you're guilty, but when you know you're not guilty, 28 years of my life, I never forget the price that I paid. I never forget the price that I really paid. Don't be the one to pay a price that you don't have to pay. Let's do right. Let's do right. Let's do what's right. Let's do what's right. It's easy. It's easy to stay out of trouble, but hard to get out of it. This is Andre Wade with Just Release, and I'll be back with something else.